Okay, hello. So I'm gonna show you kind of a preview on how we work and use the app. So for example, I'm gonna do 17 floors here just to keep it very quick, and I'm gonna use an interior lot, and we're gonna do a 120 feet. This will be one building split into two. That way we can maximize the unit requirements for both. So a lot of clients these days want 99 units per building, so that's why we usually like to split them. So this is our typical floor. So I can start editing it. So to split the building, I'll first move all these core elements out the way. And then if you double click on the top wall and you create two segments, then you can drag the middle one all the way down. And now you'll have two separate buildings. And now we just put in these walls as close as possible. And then set them to solid walls as well. So that way the app knows that no windows should be on these side walls. So you can double click on it, right click, and then hit black walls. Okay, now we can start with the unit distribution. So for the top, I want to try to get a 1 3 bedroom and then the rest another 1 bedroom. That way with the 3 bedroom, I can have the whole corridor deducted. So that'll help us with adding more floors to the building. So this looks like it worked. Now for this one, I'm gonna do 3 units. So we have to do like a studio and two 1 bedrooms. Well, let's see if I can have a both. Okay, this is good. Let me just make the studios a bit more larger, maybe like about 13 feet wide, and regenerate to fix these spaces. So the AI app will make sure that your bedrooms are wide enough up to code, like 8 feet minimum. These bedrooms are 9. Okay. Okay, and then these looks good. Now I kept the stairs in the center with two doors. That way it meets egress requirements. And now I'm gonna add this mechanical room so that way we have the hot water heaters out of the unit. Okay, that looks good. Okay, now we can start splitting the building into 3 parts. So I have the first floor, the middle typical floor, and then the setback levels. So if you go to edit and go to zoning, you can visualize your minimum base and max base height. So I'll say, for example, 70 feet. So now I'm going to reduce all the floors until I get up to the 7th floor. Then I'm going to double click on the first floor and I'll get just to make it unique. Okay, now I can start adding the 8th floor, which will be the typical setback floor. I'll double click and I'll call it 8 to 17. And now I can bring these up. Okay, so let's start with the lower levels. Actually, the setback floor. So for here, I'm gonna do like a 40% setback, which allows you to keep the same dormers all the way throughout. So it's about 23 feet of dormer in the center, and then on the sides, I'm gonna add terraces for these units. So let's say here it's a wide street, so I'm gonna use a 10 feet setback. And here I'm gonna just split this space into 2 units, maybe like a 2 bedrooms, two bedrooms, and get rid of this center studio. And if you look at the bottom where it says rooms and area, it'll give you an overview of how many spaces you can actually have. So right now it's saying that I can have up to maximum 3 rooms. That includes the living room and 2 bedrooms. Okay, this looks good. Okay, now let's work on the first floor. So here I'm just going to remove all the units. So I'm just going to have commercial on the lower floor and on the top amenity spaces. So you can double click and then hit the delete button to just remove all these extra things. And for the lobby, I like to just spread the corridor all the way down to my entry entrance and give it a setback of 5 feet. Okay, now if you click on it and on the left panel, you can pick what use this will be. So this will be amenities and commercial on the bottom. Okay. Okay, now you can rename these towers instead of them calling 34, 36. I'm just gonna say building A and building B. Okay, now I'm gonna switch over to part 2. That way, just for time reasons. So this will show you how the other side of the buildings will look when it's completed. So I have a total of 140 units, and it's mostly just a copy of the other side. So they'll be completely identical. So now to show you how to add elevators, you can go to this menu here and click on the elevators, and then you can just drag them onto the place you want them. And here you can pick where does it go. Same thing for refuse. And then just make minor tweaks just to make things more optimal. And once you add in your stairs, your doors might be in the wrong direction. So you can double click on it and select which dot you want the locations to be. And this is where the two options there, you have sister stairs or single. Okay, so its part is done. And then let's check the typical dormer levels. This is how it looks. It looks pretty much identical. And now I'm going to go and check on the building information here. This will give you an overview of your square footages, how your distributions are, and so on, as well as per building and the total. Now, if you click on the gear, you can also set your deductions. So since we have 3 bedrooms on every floor, we can deduct both corridors. So that'll be about 500 square feet estimate. Yeah, based on this 266 and 258, plus some deductions for the inside of the units. Now, let's say you finish and you want to export. This is the overall result of it. And then you can go to File and either export to PDF where you get a really detailed report, or you can download it to Revit and continue working on it there. And that's about it. And thanks.
Thank you so much, Gary.